Good evening. Thank you for watching 10 News at 6. I'm Robin Wilhoit.
And I'm John Becker. We begin with an update to a 10 News investigation into the death of a man in Monroe County following his treatment by jailers. New documents from our public records request in Monroe County reveal more about the fate of employees in the jail after a 74-year-old man fell ill and died.
Lester Isbell spent more than 9 hours restrained in a chair because staffers say he spat on them. 10 News anchor Shay Smith joining us with more that we're learning from these personnel files. Shay.
John and Robin, on June 6th, the Monroe County Sheriff released a statement about Isbell's death. Sheriff Tommy Jones said one corrections corporal was terminated, 2 resigned, 1 deputy and 2 sergeants were suspended without pay. When we asked for specifics about the employees, a spokesperson referred us to their personnel files, so we requested them. The record shows several of the men were punished or accused of falsifying a log that was supposed to show how often and to what degree they kept track of Isbell while he was kept in that specialized restraint chair. More than 3 months after Lester Isbell died, Sergeant Josh Duncan's personnel file says he was written up for failing to supervise while Isbell was in jail on February 6th. Records say, according to a review by TBI and the DA office, while supervising the shift on this day, Sergeant Duncan allowed restraint chair logs to be falsified by Corrections Officer Tyler Finger. His file also states he objected to the accusation, saying while he was the shift supervisor on duty, it was Corporal Jaron Henry who checked the logs. When 10 News asked why Duncan was not fired for allowing that to happen, the sheriff's office said he was disciplined in accordance with MCSO policies and procedures. Duncan was suspended for 3 days without pay. Sheriff's officials wrote up and dismissed Corporal Henry on June 5th. Records state Officer Henry violated department policy after the intake of Lester Isbell on February the 6th. We asked why his dismissal took so long. The sheriff's office says he received a warning on March 18th. It was not until after a TBI investigation that it came to light a Madisonville officer had cautioned Henry while bringing Isbell in that he needed medical attention, and Henry failed to get him medical help. Also worth noting, WBIR obtained incident reports from that day and night. Henry and other jail personnel wrote that they thought Isbell was intoxicated. He was not. The senior citizen suffered numerous medical problems, and his autopsy showed no signs of an intoxicant at all. Corrections Officer Tyler Finger's personnel file shows he was written up on March 28th for violating department policies and procedures. Records show while Isbell was being restrained in that small cell, Finger flipped the bird at a surveillance camera in response to something said over the jail intercom. That conduct, his bosses said, was unprofessional and unacceptable. The sheriff's office tells me Finger resigned during the course of the investigation. Since he left before it was completed, the sheriff's office was unable to discipline him. 2 other corrections staff were suspended for 3 days without pay after being written up May 28th. In Michael Longmire's file, paperwork says, in part according to review by TBI and DA office, while supervising shift on this date, Sergeant Longmire allowed restraint chair logs to be falsified by COs Spencer and Reagan. Tommy Reagan's file says, on September 6th, 2025, Tommy Reagan did falsify restraint chair logs in reference to Elijah Isbell. Both of their timesheets records show between May 19th and June 1st, they only served their 2 days of suspension. The sheriff's office says they served the other day during a different pay period. The sheriff's office tells me they were both disciplined in accordance with MCSO's policies and procedures. Now, it is not clear to what degree employees falsified chair log records. We reached out to the Monroe County District Attorney General Stephen Hatchett. He said in a statement that while his office did not find that jail log entries were falsified or allowed to be falsified with criminal intent, the questionable entries were determined by his office to be the result of a lack of discipline and or management of employees rather than an effort to falsify records, particularly since the jail video footage captured the entirety of Mr. Isbell's time in jail. John, Robin.
Shay Smith on the update.